Hi guys.
Yeah,
What's
I
going
know.
on? What's
The
going on?
best laid plans are. No, let me just check after losing that article
And I was
then.
just going to say, if you're feeling all over the place today, this week, you're not alone, and this happens.
Yeah,
Hi
yeah.
guys. Hi. If you're feeling all over the place this week, you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. And we are here to bring you up to speed with the current transit, planetary transit in human design and beyond, with me, Juliette Stapleton and Anita Keene. And we were just talking about the very choppy energy that is currently happening. And something that I said, and I want to say this to you. I find that I'm only looking into all these things like transits and cosmic guidance and all these things when things are going wrong and when there's, drama going on or something else. When things are good, we are sort of rolling, we're in the flow, and we don't need the encouragement but or validation that it's not us going nuts or losing it, but something else is out there. And I think that for me personally, this week is a really that kind of week. Although I'm finding myself more as an observer of these energies playing out in other people more than in me, but obviously, everything affects everything. So what am I talking about today? We have two gates. The sun is transiting gate 45, which is the gate called gathering together. It's very, very interesting because it has a very strong impression, and we're going to mention a name that will just make perfect sense on how it shows in a negative way. And also it has a very, very interesting positive expression as well. So depending on where you are at right now, you might recognize both of the things. But basically the ideas and the themes this week seems to be around the authority, resources, and distribution of those resources. And this could be very material kind of stuff where we're talking about what we have and what we don't have. So gate 45 sits in the throat center, which means it's an expression gate. It's a gate of manifestation. So whatever you say happens, and it happens through this sort of, here's what I have, bragging, for example. You might see extra burst of things like, oh, I made X amount of money this month, or here's how I made this amount of money by doing this, follow my free webinar. There's a lot of this kind of propaganda this week. This is the energy. It's like, let's brag about our material halves, what we have, and also presenting things in a very attractive way, and the way that like L'Oreal, because you're worth it, and so you're tempted to spend a little bit and treat yourself, or maybe to spend a little bit on something that to drown your emotional lows. Don't we all do that, right? But this is the transit, and it's about to pass soon. So hang on there, hang on in there, and don't make irrational decisions, especially around financial commitments or putting yourself, buying something on credit. Give it a few days. Even if you don't have an emotional authority, I'm splenic, I know in the moment, but even I need to wait a little bit because, there's just too much conditioning going on right now. So we do need to give it some time. I'm talking about these kind of commitments. However, what I'm gathering from my research around gate 42, gathering together is about redistribution of resources. So in a way, under the influence of this energy, how you can elevate your frequency is to imagine yourself a ruler. And it's funny because as a queen archetype, this kind of fits me. I don't associate myself with or identify as a CEO of my company, but the queen, yeah, so the queen is there. You have the resources, wisdom, energy, personal energy, attention, love. How do you redistribute it wisely so everyone will benefit, and not even just now, but in the long run? So there is an energy of planning and then taking action. This is not the week or the transit to be inactive. This is not the transit to doubt yourself. There is a tendency to do that because the shadow expression will hold you back, but it's not. when you take action, things move. And it's interesting because if you are struggling through this transit with, dramatic events, or feeling, that you don't have things, just any kind of melancholy around your career, around your business, all these things are normal. And one of the really good ways to get yourself going is to go out, move your body, go to the gym. Physical exercise will actually help you get into, like, get that energy moving and move into action. So of all weeks, and I honestly had a terrible day yesterday, and twice went for a walk, and both times it shifted something. So it's good. It's not magical, but something then after that starts settling. So that's a really good advice for the gate 45 transit. Couple of more things that I've researched, and before I pass my baton to Anita, is if you have an open or undefined throat center. So this is interesting because, when you have an undefined throat center, generally you might feel that you need to speak more to get attention. There's this, the shadow expression of an undefined or open throat center is like to be the loudest, or the, talk most in the room. But if you're doing it out of a wrong place, if your timing or quality of what you're saying is off, this is just attention seeking, which you don't need to do, because naturally you will get attention when it matters, and you have something to say when it's quality and it matters, and you will be invited to it, no doubt to it. But, if you have this undefined throat center, in your shadow, in your negative expression, you can be just talking to be heard, because you feel like nobody's paying attention, right? Or nobody's taking you seriously. This week, there could be an extra stance to it, and this comes from the gate 45 and its possessive nature, and it's this kind of like arrogant nature. You can be taking stances around what you will get involved, what you won't get involved, and you can come across slightly arrogant expressing it, or very, harsh expressing it. So allow yourself to step back if that happens to you, and try maybe and watch whatever is unfolding like a movie, focusing on, okay, what can we learn from this experience, more than, being like a drama queen, or having this diva stance. This is something just to kind of keep in mind. And also jealousy, envy, frustration of not feeling included. This is what I've noticed. If you feel like somebody's or a group excluding you, this is where you can really be frustrated and freak out, and reach, real culmination of this. The positive thing is leaning into inclusion. So if you see someone freaking out, don't exclude them. They're just only going to feel worse. How can you show love and understanding and acceptance, and include them? Because it's all about unity. The gate is called gathering together. So if you want to shift your frequency, it is about doing things together. It is about showing tolerance. See how it's the opposite themes playing here: arrogance versus tolerance, selfishness. And we have the grounding gate 26, which is the gate of the egoist, or the trickster, as they call it, I think, in quantum human design. But it's also a good energy. And later on, I want to give a couple of kind of talk about like the online visibility in the world of business with this. So there is a lot of things about bringing your message out into a wider community, so by showing kindness, by showing unity, by expressing your wisdom and planning for the future, you can take advantage of this energy that's happening, and not really lose it, but channel it in a positive way. How does this feel to you, Anita? What do you have today for us?
Yeah, this is really perfect. As a 5-1, I'm going to bring in a very practical aspect to this, because you talked about the melancholy there, and I want to pull that out because the Chiron is also activating the gate 42 in Aries, which means those areas in the past in your work where you were challenged or doubted or disrespected for doing a great job. The places where you feel wounded as a coach or a healer, where your work isn't being accepted in the way you know it deserves. And so it's like that feminine, that part of us that is so intuitive, and when we bring it to our work, that we've been penalized for it. So it's a lovely energy we're healing that at the moment, which is really, really cool. And with the energies of gate 45 and the gate 26, we're really moving, and the bigger picture of the transits is helping us to move from the mind being our authority into our inner wisdom being our authority. And you're absolutely right. Our inner decision strategy being our authority. And we're not outruling the mind, ruling being, because it is king, queen energy. It
Yes.
is be the boss, own your shit, if you excuse the expression. Good, bad, and indifferent, because you're the one who's in charge. With this energy, you'll see where people aren't taking charge when they need to. And it'll bug you because it's telling you, hey, is there a place you need to take charge? There's a place that you need to be the boss of you. And finally question the information that you've learned that may be working for someone else, but isn't working for you. And so challenge it so that you can discern what will work for you instead. With Gemini energy, because the gate 45 is in Gemini, we're inclined to need to be right. So think about this, right? You're in this boss energy, and we're feeling acutely where we're not taking charge, or where we're submitting to information that isn't true. And what happens is that when we listen to our intuition, we get that guidance. And it's exactly what we need to do, but because it conflicts with what the mind thinks it should do, we start making work for ourselves. We start looking for, if you have an open head and Ajna, you'll start needing to be certain about that guidance. So you'll dive into potentially a course or something to confirm it. With a defined head and Ajna, you might find that what you're thinking is right. I'm right in what I'm thinking. This guidance just seems so far removed from reality. Maybe it seems too easy. Maybe it seems that, maybe it's, there's got to be more. It's so simple. So we contradict the guidance. And this energy will send us into taking charge of a wild goose chase, which is to confirm the guidance. And I hope I'm making sense, but the wild goose chase is looking for another course, looking for confirmation from someone else, wanting to discuss it, wanting to communicate it, doubting it, questioning it. And you go do those things, and the goose chase can take a couple of hours. It can take a couple of days. It can take a couple of years. And it leads you all the way back to what your initial guidance was in the first place. So the key here with this energy, or the trick being the trickster, to practice acting on your guidance.
Yeah.
With the small things first, right? So that you build a trust in your guidance and what the result is of following it. But it will conflict with what we're thinking already. And that's what the energies are saying. Saturn is in Pisces, and it's saying, hey, let's hang on. We need a reality check here. Where are you being idealistic about someone else's ideas, or what you think you should do? Let's just question the truth of this. Let's connect this back to your inner yes and filter it through that yes instead of through the mind, so that you can, we're stepping out of the think it through, figure it out, what does your, pro and cons list? We're coming out of the mind being the boss into our inner yes, no, our inner authority being the boss, and learning how to work the information through that instead of through the mind. That's kind of
I
my.
love this. It's kind of it's echoes. Although it's not even that it's the same thing, but it complements and echoes what I just mentioned about the desire to spend and to have that extra heightened right now. I know because myself I couldn't pass a makeup counter going from my gym back home through this big shopping center. I just couldn't pass it. I was like, okay, because I'm worth it. And I can just see how there's this so much temptation. So when it comes to your online visibility, to business strategies, what can you do this week? Here's the thing that I'm going to say something controversial, right? But what is marketing, for example? It's making something desirable. And what is marketing is based on? It's based on understanding what other people are struggling with or desiring right now. So right now there's a lot of desire, and there's also much more ability to spend, because someone feels like, this is what I want. So think about what is the most attractive topic that for your audience. It doesn't need to be necessarily very deep. It can be just something that people desire. I know for me, I know what I could do. Like, I literally know exactly what I can do. I can do how to look good on camera. Right? Simple
Mhm.
thing. Everybody wants to. I just bought myself a new webcam. This is the kind of topic that, with this energy, the perfect thing is figure out what's attractive for your audience, what everybody wants, not what they see. But there is the confirmation from Zoom that I'm right. What everybody wants. How can you package and list the most attractive benefits from it? And you can create a training, a masterclass, a workshop, and do a quick sell, because this is, even though it's a short transit, this is the energy where people want something and they won't hesitate to invest in it, because there is this temptation. So we could do that. I mean, marketing is manipulation. Manipulation is not a bad word. We can manipulate, say, a disc that's out of place back into its place, right? So as long as what we're offering in the bottom line is offered out of integrity, with integrity, it's something that genuinely will help people. For example, I know that looking good on camera will help a lot of people actually do video, because I know when I don't look good, I don't want to do video. It's just, vanity just kicks in. So this is so what do you offer? Not what you think, but what do they ask for more? What is the little, small, insignificant, you would think, detail that is very attractive? You can try and monetize this week. This is something that you can serve this energy. People don't invest just because they're feeling good. In fact, when we feel good, I don't know about you, but I worked a lot in hospitality in my past, and I remember on those good sunny days, the restaurants were empty. When people are feeling good, they don't want extra things. They don't want to, do things to feel good. Okay, I don't know. I'm an emotional eater myself. So food is always something, either a treat or emotional, or a reward for your sufferings. But this is what I'm saying. So when people are feeling good and they're fine and they're aligned, they don't really necessarily jump into spending. When they feel tempted, when they feel like they deserve more, when they want more, when there's things like, oh, I don't have enough, or any kind of diva energy, that's where the spending happens. So one of the things that you could do, and plus then we have this gate 26, and this is about the ability of get your message out to the larger community, which means that you can do something. You can do a free event to grow your list, right? So you can expand your influence, or you can create maybe a paid event like a masterclass or a workshop, and then monetize this community you already have, because this is an energy of money. This is the energy of the money is the topic right now. So there's a few days still left in the transit, or if you have this energy in your chart, this is something you could be doing. So I still think that you might not watch these videos or read what we have to share with you during the transit, but that's okay too, because you might have this in your chart, and this could be activated at some other point, and with someone in the connection chart, maybe with your partner, and that's the energy, and that's how you can harness this.
That's a really good point, because it is a very material gate. It's a very material and sharing with your community gate. And here's the thing, from the manifesting point of view and prosperity, is that when you're manifesting or generating resources through your guidance and intuition, as well as the information you know about things, you're going to create way more resources and prosperity than you will when you're coming from that controlling space. So we'll just, we can compare the controlling king or queen that's trying to control everything around them, that's limiting everything that's going on, as opposed to the king or queen that comes from that balance, that inner presence that we talked about from day one with Gemini energy. It's a way more prosperous energy, and that guidance sets up everything to happen way more easily. And it can take some time to trust easy. It can take time to trust easy.
It's
But
true.
it's like, and it is, as you said, it's very materialistic, but It's more about generating the resources to make sure everybody's okay.
Yeah.
And you first.
That's it. That's it. So, guys, let us know what you think about this energy. Are you feeling it? Was any of the themes that we mentioned playing out in your life, or maybe you're observing it in the life of people around you? I find that this is super, super fascinating. And we will see you in another episode of Transits and Tactics.